guys, Martin is back again. You know where we are, so let's get into it. So guys, as I say, trying out this setup, so bear with me. But at the same time, if this will save you some time, some money, please do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Anyway, guys, so some of you guys have talked about, obviously, I mentioned it before, Zara Fragrances and everything else. But thought, you know what? Let me get into this particular video with you. So guys, first date is what I'm going to say. First date, Zara Fragrances. What fragrance would you recommend, Martin? What fragrance do you think I should wear? You know, these sort of questions come to me from time to time. And at the same time, I am trying to give you guys a bit of an idea as well. You know, you help me, I help you. So if this will save you some time, some money, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. However, first date, guys. Now, I know that you guys do enjoy these particular fragrances that have recently come out, and this is Warm and Black from Zara, as you can see. 100 ml. This one came in about £10 or so. This seems to get rave reviews. Again, you're getting this type of tobacco vanilla sort of vibe with this sort of cherry vibe going on as well. But at the end of the day though, guys, this is very heavy. I personally don't know if this would be good for a first date. I probably would try and stay away from it. If you're a mature type of individual, yes, you know, maybe you could try it, but I wouldn't say for a first date. I personally would say that this is a little bit too heavy for a first date. Not everyone's going to agree with that, but again, think about the situation, guys. Think of where you're going to be. Again, it's autumn now, winter time coming up. Is this really an appropriate fragrance for the very first date? If you want to be that guy from the get-go, to be that guy who is, I'm in your face, I'm here, I know what I want, end of, wear this at your peril is what I'd say. If you want this guys on the first date, please let me know, because I think this is a little bit too heavy for a first date. I know some of you other guys have mentioned this one as well, which is the Unexpected Fresh and Spicy from Zara. Personally, I wouldn't wear this one for a first date. Again, same type of vibe with this spice, cinnamon, tobacco cigar type of smell. It's okay, but again, it's a little bit, how could I say? You have to be very comfortable in your skin, I would say, to wear this for a very first date. So first date, what I'll be suggesting, guys, for those guys that, hey, if you're hooking up at this time, by all means, go ahead. But you know, for those guys who are able to do that at this moment in time, I would suggest keep it a little bit middle of the road. If you're going to try and focus just on Zara fragrances, don't go too extreme. And I think these two fragrances I've just mentioned could go a little bit too extreme. First things first, I'd probably recommend to keep it simple. If it's a daytime first date, I would go with this one. I don't know if you can see that on there. Here we go. So this one here, as you do know, is Soul from Zara. Again, this is $10.99. Ultimately, this is like a take on Paco Rabanne Invictus. So you do get this type of mandarin, sort of orange. You get grapefruit in there. You get aquatic notes in there, and you get a bit of like, I believe, a cedar in the base. I think it's a very pleasant fragrance. You could say it's a slightly safe fragrance, but if you're going on a daytime fragrance, sorry, you're going into a daytime type of date, going for coffee or anything else like that, personally, unless you're going into the designer house, I would stick with something like this one. It's not too aggressive, it's not too in your face. At the same time, it does give off a very nice scent trail. And again, I've had compliments wearing this one. I think this is now probably like my, I don't know, 3 years, probably like my 4th bottle, give or take. And again, you get multi-packs as well. The one thing I will say, guys, I mentioned about these new fragrances that come out from Zara. I personally won't be buying any of them really. The only ones I will buy, because I do enjoy that fragrance, is the actual winter version of Soul. In my opinion, guys, I remember one last time I was in Poland, in Warszawa. I wore that one, and wow, the amount of compliments I received just wearing that one in the daytime. The winter version, slightly heavier, but it's a slightly more, again, this spice, this cinnamon. I believe if this one's an orange note, that one's like a mandarin orange, and it's extremely nice fragrance. Yes, you do get this alcoholic opening, but once that dries down, you're left with this nice scent trail. You do get a bubble, and again, a lot of ladies will give me compliments. So I would recommend, guys, first date, not to make too much of an aggressive impression. I'd say keep it simple, go with Soul, and again, you spend $10.99 or $9.99, you know, something along those lines anyway. However, next one I would say on my list, between keeping in line with these type of safer fragrances, especially for a first date, personally, I would recommend also this one, as you can see there, which is Man Spirit Blue. or Zara Blue Spirit, whatever it may be. But ultimately, guys, again, it's keeping in line with the same as this one, but at the same time, this is slightly more heavier. I do believe that the base notes they differ slightly, but for me, guys, compliments. I mentioned this one so many times before. In my opinion, guys, when Zara fragrances have come and gone, these are staple in my collection. Again, $10.99 and it's sorted, so you don't really have to go out of your way and spend, you know, we talk about niche brands, £200, you know, £150, £100 for designer houses as well. You could easily get one of these, and again, depending on what you're expecting, depending on where you're going to go, I would say easily, you know, one of these can be suitable. Probably this one's a little bit more heavier, I'd say, than Zara Soul, but at the same time, personally, I would go with this one. Gives me a little bit more versatility. This one can be a little bit light, so if you're going out somewhere in the evening, this one might be a little bit light, but at the same time, it will still do the job, in my opinion. However, closer encounters, I'd say stick with this one, slightly heavier, or get the winter version of Soul in a double pack. And I think, I had a look now, I think the double pack is something like £17 or so, so they're sort of stepping up the price. Back in the day, it used to cost like something like £12, so everything's gone crazy with these fragrances now. But however, when it comes to one of these two, guys, I would recommend that you get one of them at least first date, you know, gotta make that impression. Next one, guys, and the one I'd say, which is probably my go-to fragrance if I was sticking just with Zara fragrances. I'm not worrying about Vibrant Leather and all those ones because I believe they're bullshit. I mentioned that before now. The new releases have been absolutely stupid with the level of performance, and I will go with this one, and I have mentioned it. I've got an older bottle just down here. This is an older bottle, guys, that we had back in the day. For those that know, and there's probably even older ones than this ones. They have changed the bottles. I don't know if you can see that. They have changed their bottles slightly through the years, but at the end of the day, guys, for him, this gives you that Dolce & Gabbana, the one type of vibe. Gives you a little bit touch of Valentino Uomo, gives you a little bit of Dior Homme as well. This is the one I would say personally, I like this one. I've had confidence wearing this one first date. The problem is though, guys, and this is the problem, this is a 100ml bottle. 100ml bottle now, just having a look on Zara's website, is nearly, how much is it there? $17.99. So that, I don't know what's going on. That was not the original price of what I paid for this one. When this one originally came out, I think it was for about £12 or so, give or take. Then they pushed up to £15. I mean, this has probably been going for Zara fragrances. This has been going on a very long time, and this one is now touching up to $17.99, which in my opinion is crazy for what it is. If I'm paying that amount of money, I personally would just go and get Dolce & Gabbana the one. And I tell you guys, honest to God, this one will get you the compliments. If you can afford it, go and get this one. But again, we're just talking about the house of Zara for the time being. So as high street fragrances go, I believe that this is definitely a good one, guys. I can even spray this now. Nice, guys. Again, even with this sort of Dior Homme sort of vibe, you don't really get too much of that sort of lipstick in here. It's a little bit more along the lines of, I'd say, Dolce & Gabbana one, slightly, as I say, with the Valentino. It's a nice fragrance, guys. Borderline gourmand as well. So it's definitely one of those fragrances that I think, to be honest, I'd keep it on my list, and I would highly recommend it, guys. So daytime, nighttime, you can wear this one. Easily wear this one probably again at this time of year as well. It does give off that type of Christmas vibe a little bit as well, which is not a bad thing. And again, for close encounters, this is still a good one, and I've had compliments, as I say, guys, wearing this fragrance. So all in all, guys, I'm going to recommend nose free first date. I'm not going to go for the warm black. I'm not going to go for the fresh and spicy. If you want to do that, guys, by all means, go ahead. If I was to recommend one out of these two, I personally would say I'm going to go with, it does depend on the circumstances, but I'm going to go with this one. I feel with this one you will get a little bit more of a seductive vibe going on. This one, however, is still a good one. Please do not mistake it. It just depends on what sort of situation you're in. If you're going to be out doing something which is a little bit more fun and a little bit more sort of lively, I'd go with this one. If you're going to be slightly more seductive, chilled out, going to a bar, want to have a little bit sort of like je ne sais quoi going on, I would try and recommend this one. And I believe, guys, that you will not be disappointed. If the lady doesn't like that one, then hey, more fool her, man. More for her, don't worry about that, guys. But anyway, guys, hopefully, as I say, this saves some time and some money. So please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Again, next video, I'd like to talk about I'll have to have a think about that, guys. It's interesting. We're getting into winter now, so I'm probably going to do like a top 5 winter fragrance from designer fragrances, from Zara, and then also probably from slightly more niche, which I probably have in my collection, or I'd like to have in my collection. And I also got a recent decant of By the Fireplace, which again I've had a smell of, and I'll let you know my thoughts on that one. But I will see you on the next video, guys, and I hope this will save you some time, some money, as I've said. See you in the next video, guys. Ciao.